for people to get in here. I'm gonna give them a second to get in here. I might talk a little shit before they come, but it is all good. We pull it up on YouTube so I can keep up with shit.
So we are live on YouTube.
Yeah, we live on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously because I am the simultaneous God when it comes to this Shyrock, the God.
I've heard that about you, so yeah.
Yes, man. It's a new series I'm running. Everybody on my channel on YouTube know I am the most spontaneous individual known to man. Mr. Shyrock, you know that as well. I do what I want to do when the hell I want to do it, and that's how you should live life.
Hey.
And Aaliyah, shouts out Aaliyah Shaw at Asma Shaibat. Yes, thank you guys for coming in. Be sure to smash the like on the video, X out the chat. We're gonna get it going here in a second. I'm still gonna give time for everybody to come on Facebook and YouTube. Did I just hear myself? What the fuck?
You did. I pulled up YouTube by mistake. Sorry.
Oh no, you good, bro. I know I was smoking. I'm putting it out. I'm like, damn, damn, boy. I
wanted to see it in two places, so that's why I brought it up. And I didn't have
Tina V, Avia, TD Freelancer. Who's this guy? What's up, Shyrock? Some of y'all saw Shyrock. Be sure to smash that like button. You're gonna find out who Shyrock is. Now, before I let Shyrock talk, I have to give the introduction. I guess this would be me officially telling the story. I'll go ahead and put it on wax. How I met Shyrock. So I'll do that. And we'll go from there. Let me also pull it up 1 second on Facebook. Hey, and if you want to get on the show, The Entrepreneur, I started off with Naomi yesterday. Be sure to check out that episode. Marlo Wooten, what it do, famo, on Facebook. I started off with Naomi. If you didn't see that, check that out from yesterday's episode. That's episode 1, where she talked about health and fitness. And she have an online training service that if you down like that, be sure to go over there and click that link and make sure you join Naomi. Now, Shyrock, the infamous, the famous, the man, the myth, the legend. A lot of y'all know I had a job. I'm truly going to love this show. Oh, you know what, TD Freelancer, hopefully you make your way on this goddamn show too. That's what's up. I'm glad you're enjoying it because it's a lot that people can learn, especially if you work a 9 to 5. Let me just say this. People who talk down on 9 to 5s, they probably gonna be working a 9 to 5 again soon. So don't be an asshole entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Just because you start making a little bit of money, don't start talking down on people with a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? So the smartest man actually make, never mind, we'll get into that later. But anyhow, so moving right along, this show is not going to be that long, so we're going to get to it. So I ain't going to be too long-winded, but I'm going to say this right here. Shouts out Viv. We got UK in the building, man. But let me say this right here. Before I start on my entrepreneurial journey and start making money, you know, when I sleep and everything else, I had a boss. You know what I mean? I had somebody that I had to answer to on a day-to-day basis, right? Now, let me tell you how this worked. Usually when you, not really in the UK, but close, you in the UK today, goddamn. But when I was working at First Advantage, you know, I did help administer background checks. I worked in the fingerprint session. I was one of the only people in there with FBI clearances, so don't let this Nick tattoo fool you. But anyhow, yes, you better tell. My clearances was higher than yours, Shyrock.
On purpose. I like it.
You can't tell them that. You gotta let me stunt. Goddamn, let me stunt for
sorry. I felt so inferior to you.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, baby. So anyhow, no, I'm joking. But anyhow, so when I was at work, I remember walking into that building like, damn, it looked like everybody in here, you need a college degree. It looked like everybody seemed uppity. Everybody was just, and the people who like me, who was at the bottom of the barrel, we kind of walked around on pins and needles. You know what I mean? Shyrock, who was the boss, he was in India and shit. You know what I'm saying? He in India, so I only hear about him. My boss scared of him, but he's nice. But anyhow, so cut a long story short, one day, right after I came out of training, it was about 24 people in my training class. They fired 18 people. And I don't feel like I'm doing all that good. So I fucked around and stayed. They kept me, but they put me in the principal office right by Shyrock desk. He was in India. All of a sudden, he come back from India. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm gone. So I'm looking at monster.com. I'm looking at Monster. I'm like, I'm finna work. He looks scary as hell. Look at him. He looks scary. I thought this nigga was scary as hell, man. So I'm like, I'm on monster.com. Man, I'm about to get fired. I'm in the office. So right before I'm on the PIP plan, was what you call it. They put me on a PIP. I'm a pimp, but they put me on a PIP. They was missing an M. But anyhow, they put me on a PIP. PIP is a PIP, which stands for Performance Enhancement Plan. That's right before they can your ass. That's what that is. So they put me on a PIP. Now, while I'm in there getting the PIP, Shyrock in there overseeing it. So my manager, Lauren, shouts out Lauren. I'm sorry, I gotta say it, Shyrock. That's my dog. I love her, but I gotta say it.
I think she's great.
Lauren said to me, she said, okay, so you're gonna do, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it was no excuse. I work from home and I was late every day. I work from home. Let me say this again, bro. I work from home and I was late every single day. So they like, man, ain't no excuse for this shit. So they finna fire me. So I'm in the office, but I was doing music. Facebook, you know what I was doing. I was live with you motherfuckers every day. So anyhow, but when they about to fire me, Shyrock, who I really don't know like that, he in the corner acting like he Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? He got his arm folded, ain't said nothing. So Lauren said to me, she said, okay, as I'm signing everything, my little waivers before they fire me, so you agree that you won't be late again. Yes, I signed, I initial. She say this and say that, and this is what she lost me at. This is where she lost me. She said, so you also you agree to go to sleep at a good time at night so you can wake up in the morning. I said, no, I ain't doing that one. I said, no, I ain't doing that one. Hell no, hell no. I never signed no shit like that. I said, ma'am, I'm a grown ass man. I don't tell my son what time to go to school. Shouts out Lauren, I don't mean no harm. You didn't mean no harm. You were just trying to save my job. But this what made me and Shyrock get cool. Because I said this right here. I said, that ain't gonna happen. I said, I ain't gonna never go to sleep early. Shyrock, they said, me and your dog is cute. They said, me and your dog.
I said, thank you. Thank you very much, Aaliyah. You're very kind. He's a pain in the ass, but he is cute.
Yeah, anyhow, so he all right. He right up under me. But so as I'm telling Lauren, no, I'm not going. Hell no, I'm not doing that. But I will be on time. Shyrock, that's when he finally say something. He say, so your job on the line and everything, you're not going to sleep early. What do you do? And I'm like, thought you would never ask. Man, I do music. I'm a musician, man. I'm up through the wee hour. That's when I do my best shit. He didn't try to tell me when to go to sleep. He said this right here. He said, well, hell, you that good? Let me give you my email. Send me some of your stuff. I did not expect that, bro. He said, let me hear your music. So I said, hell no. I hit him with the heat. Boop, boop, boop. He came back and said, wow. Bro, why? Basically, like in so many words, why are you working here? I think your music is good enough to go to the next level. So now he don't even know. He psychologically made it to, nigga, I ain't gonna never be late on your shift because you believe in what I believe in, for one, and he to go further, me, him, and Brett, them kicking it. I don't care. You don't work there no more. I can see it. We turned up. So now he kicking it with rappers. I got Shyrock all in with the rappers from Chicago. He doing Jamaica dances. He kicking it all in the parties. He drinking. We got lit. And to this day, that was years ago. Me and him went in business together, got Airbnb. He's also an Airbnb partner of mine. So that's him right there. One person when I talked to about Airbnb, he said this right here. Fuck all the talk, what's happening? Let's go get one right now. And I mean, like right now, he's like, let's turn the car around and let's drive and get one right now. He went got it that day. I think he signed the paperwork. Furniture came up next day, third day. I think we had somebody sleep in that motherfucker.
Yep.
That's entrepreneurship. But I'm showing you both ways. I said that to say it both ways. The reason for that, even if you are in a position of so-called power, you still don't have to be an asshole. Even if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to pull the plug on it. Don't say I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Do it. That's what I admire about you, and that's why I'm happy to have you on the show. For one, you weren't an asshole as my boss, and two, you when it comes to entrepreneur, not only do you talk about it, you believe in executing it while we're doing it. That's some of my Coach Glover traits, man. So a lot of people don't have that. This is a perfect way to segue. Shyrock, it's all yours. Who are you, man?
Hey, okay, so yeah, I'm Chris Shyrock. I am an old man in comparison to most of the people that are probably watching you guys right now, which is great.
Yeah,
that old manhood, though, I would say is how I felt the calling when I met you to get involved with some of the things that you had going on. You've got a brilliant energy, man. You have a brilliant energy that people don't know how to use. They don't know how to focus it the right way, and they don't know how to appreciate it so that it can continue to grow and be successful. And what other people don't realize is if they help you along, you're gonna bring more people with you, and you're gonna bring the ones that were there to to hit those milestones and hit those success points, and to get the confidence to sit up and do some shit like this first thing in the morning, when literally for everybody on this video, I woke up like 10 minutes ago. So if I look like I'm asleep, I was asleep.
I woke his ass up too. I said, nigga, what you doing? I'm sending you a link. He said, fuck it, send it.
I said, all right, you know what? I'm sure if you're doing it, it's got to be good. So everybody can look at me looking like I got hit by a car. It's fine. So we've been doing our Airbnb business. We've been going on. We're going into our 3rd year. Can you believe that?
Damn, it's been 3.
It's going on 3. This is I've signed that lease twice now, and we keep on making it happen. And then so I guess real quick, I'll rewind. So background for me: I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina. Very, very poor family. Very, very poor background. In fact, I just was there recently visiting. And the trailer park I lived in is completely destroyed. They flattened it out and they made it into a parking lot.
Damn.
And then, about 20 years old, I was working for a retail company. I don't know if I can say who it is, but I'm gonna. It's Saks Fifth Avenue. I did loss prevention for them, so I was arresting people for stealing and shit. And what's that?
Oh, I ain't say nothing.
Yeah, so it was just a job. It was something to do. In Charleston, there's no real economy there, so I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do next. Well, fast forward, I went to a wedding in Atlanta. I was dating a girl that I met at Saks Fifth Avenue, because, by the way, some of the most beautiful women on the planet work in cosmetics at retail stores, especially the high-end ones.
Facts.
So if you ever want to get a nice girlfriend, go to the the cosmetic counter in one of the Neiman's or Saks.
Estee Lauder.
Yeah, and by the way, I ended up marrying her. But between now and then, or between then and the trip to Atlanta, I went to visit the Saks because all the girls in the wedding party were getting their makeovers done, and they asked me if I want. Sorry, guys, I have a dog.
It's all good.
I did get a discount. I got at least 20 to 30% discount on everything. So. But anyway, so I went in there and I visited. I was there for maybe 15, 20 minutes, and they liked me. I made an impression on the hiring manager there, and they said, "You want to come and run the Saks Fifth Avenue here in Atlanta?" So I was like, "Sure." So fast forward, I got back home from the wedding in Charleston, and the regional called me and asked me if I wanted to move to Atlanta, and kind of that's where I ended up. Turns out I hate retail. Retail sucks because you don't get
Me too. I do too. I tried it.
Yeah.
Sears. I was a Sears.
It's bad, man. They don't treat their people very great. They don't give you any holidays off, the whole bit. So I ended up getting into IT, and I got into help desk. So I started working for a company that I did call center work. I literally answered the phones day in and day out. And within about 6 months, they said, you seem like a guy who could probably manage some people. We're gonna promote you into some responsibility. And so I started. That was where my whole management career started, really, and including with you and I, because that's the same company that got sold to another company that got sold to another company, and you and I worked at the 3rd version of that company.
I met you when you was already in your bag.
Yeah. So I was. When you met me, I was a director of customer care, which is just a fancy way of saying I manage people that take phone calls. But I was also setting up an industry, a business over in India. So I was taking the business from the ground up, right? And, that includes selecting all the people that are going to have to talk to our American customers, Gonna have to be the person that takes all the angry phone calls. So it was always funny. They would be yelling at the person that they hated that spoke, with an Indian accent. And then they'd hand the phone off to me to diffuse them. They'd be like, "You don't sound Indian at all." And I'd be like, "That's because I'm not, motherfucker." I mean, I didn't say motherfucker. You get the idea.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And so we were able to establish a genuine American call center in India, and they learned our American, lifestyle and who to talk to. And I don't brag about your 5 weeks of paid holiday. I don't want to cry here on the show.
She rubbing it in our face.
No, I'm just kidding. You can brag about it.
She rubbing it in. Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna let you keep on, but I'm gonna tell you, America is lacking. We're lacking on a lot.
In everything, man. I mean, whatever we say we're great about, the only thing that we're great about is trying to make as big a pile of money as we can that will be larger than any other countries, and stepping on every one of our own people along the way. So welcome to America. In any case, so I lived over in India, and I got to see what that life was like, and that really humbled me. It really made me appreciate how important each individual human being really is. And so when I got back from India, I was kind of quiet because I hadn't seen my teams that I was working with in the US for so long. And I see this one dude sitting at the end of my row, and he's got this buttoned up shirt. I mean, like, his shirt's like buttoned up like this, and he's walking around all stiff like this, right? And I remember this before even the situation you called out about with Lauren, and you getting written up for not coming to work on time. I remember taking you into an office, and I was like, "Hey, come sit with me." And I remember you telling me, "Oh shit, I think I'm getting fired." And I sat down with you, and I was like,
"This the big one, Elizabeth."
Right? That's exactly what it was. I was like, "Oh my God, I know I'm putting a fear of God in this guy, but he'll get over it in a minute." So I brought him in the room, and I was like, "Hey man," I said, "do you always wear your shirt so buttoned up like that?" I said, "Because it makes me it makes me want to choke watching you."
No. Tell him the truth. This the middle of the fucking summertime, bro. This is the middle of the summertime. So not only was it buttoned up, they long sleeve.
And they were long sleeve. Definitely. You're right. I missed that, Mark. But
can I tell them why I had that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You remember?
You were like, "Look, man, my boss told me that when you got back into town, that it was probably a good idea that I not have any of my tattoos showing, and I have one up here on my neck, and I've got them all down my arm." And as I recall, I'm gonna ad lib this a little bit, but as I recall, I rolled up my sleeves and I was like, "Motherfucker, look, I got one right."
You did. You showed me your shit, and I was instantly pissed off because I was musty for 3 months because of what her ass said.
And I said, "I don't know why the hell she told you that. She's full of shit." I said, "She's trying to use my name to instill fear in you." I said, "Why don't you unbutton your shirt and get comfortable?" I was like, "Roll up your sleeves, be who you are. I don't care." I said, "Does your tattoos determine whether you can make a good phone call or not?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Well, then,
no. The next day, I came with that short sleeve polo looking like God. Oh my God. I came in slow mo. I purposely walked in slow motion like I was on a movie. First of all, now my boss, you know how I ain't said to nobody, hey, Shyrock, you know how I ain't want to use it, but I couldn't wait to use it. Kito, why do you have I wasn't even gonna let them say shirt. Shyrock, talk to your boss, bitch. No, not y'all. Y'all ain't bitches. Mama, please forgive me, Mom. I was in my bag right then. I tried to show out. I was just showing out. I meant no harm. I'd like to apologize for any inconvenience I may have caused you if you heard your son.
Okay, she forgives you.
All right, but yeah, continue on. You back. It's yours.
So I'm just trying to get back and get to know all the people that I haven't met because I've been, overseas for almost 2 years. And, and I was just like, dude, I said, you got to be able to be comfortable doing your job. You got to be able to like breathe and live and not worry about if somebody's going to catch a little spot of ink on your neck and start asking questions. I don't care. Go ahead and tell them what you got. Tell them about the ink. Say, "Look, this is my ink. Is it a problem?" I still answer the phone just like you need me to, and hold
on. And we went client facing. It's not like clients walk in the building.
Right. It's not like you were on a video call with them all the time. And even if you were, I'd be like, "Look, if you did have to show it to clients, it'd be like, look, that's just who he is. you know, he gets the job done. So shut up, you know? In any case, so that came about, and I feel like that was kind of the very first, I think, endeavor into me learning about what you do and who you are. And that's why when you had that meeting with Lauren, I was like, well, do your thing, man. I don't want to stop you from doing it. I just need you to be able to be here, you know, and you know, we'll figure out the details after that. You know, because it's a job, guys. This is a corporate job. And I'll tell you this, corporate jobs don't give a shit about any of us. You know, you can get up to the highest levels and they will chew you up and spit you out the moment you don't fit their need.
Yeah.
So you can't rely on having that nice big fat title and that, you know, great salary and, you know, feeling superior to everybody around you. Don't do that, because I'm telling you, man,
You damn sure didn't, bro. I can honestly say you have a witness. I mean, you got to realize Shyrock was my boss. I had, before I can talk to him, technically, I'm supposed to talk to two more bosses. Yeah. Shyrock acted like me and you. I mean, literally, I had wings every day with him, like, because we talked about real shit. Like, we didn't really talk about stuff on the job. We had common interests. You know, I didn't worry about nobody saying, hey, man, he under him. Shyrock gonna come to you. Matter of fact, he'll be at your desk. Like I say, man, the way you treated those ladies, bro, Shyrock could see the women, you know, because it was a lot of women there. Yeah. Shyrock could see the ladies going through something just based off their facial expression, and he would go to their desk before I did, because it was either me or him. He got to realize I did a lot of what you did too, but just from a lower level standpoint, because that's my personality. I'm from Arkansas. We kind of more country, southern hospitality-ish. So I'm talking to everybody. I done dapped up everybody before they ate their breakfast sandwich. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and Shyrock either beat me to him or he coming behind him, and we didn't know both of us did it.
Yeah, and you know, the thing about it is that if I think people actually liked the double attention, right? So if you did it and I came behind you, or vice versa, I don't think anybody was really put off by that, because it really let them know that it was genuine. Like, you and I had two completely different roles and responsibilities. Yeah. Most of the time, my job was to say, Kito, could you go back to your desk and pretend like you're working at least?
Oh my God, bro. I felt so bad. You know what? I was so horrible at sitting down. I literally took on 5 jobs, so could nobody say shit to me. So I made sure that, because one thing I know by being an entrepreneur, even if you work for somebody, man, create value for yourself. Make them miss you if you off. Even if you may not be good at this, be good at this, and this, even though that's not your job title. Because a lot of people feel like, man, look at them. You want to be an all-American. No, nigga, view it as practice. View it as practice for your business when you are. Because what I always thought about is, okay, I'm the owner of First Advantage. Am I happy with what I paid for me today? That's how I think. So yeah, I might not took the phone calls like my manager did, but I sure did send out 90 fucking fingerprint cards. I went and ran so many errands. I fixed 10 desks, even though that's IT job. You know what I'm saying? I made value. I made myself valuable for today.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's a really important distinction, right? Like, you have to, because one of the things that would happen is somebody might complain about you to me, and I would say, do you know what all he does? And they would say, well, we're supposed to be taking calls. I'm like, well, that's one of the things he does. But that's the only thing that you do. So why don't you go back and do the only thing that you do, and go let him do the 20 other things that he does, and mind your business. Yeah, and that was really my other job, was really, you know, sort of helping, because, you know, call centers are a lot like retail. You know, everybody gets into everybody's business, right? Like, everybody wants to know who's doing what, who's doing who, you know, whatever the case is. But the point is, and by the way, Viv, I see, does have fuck work on the arm count as a neck tattoo. Yeah, that one I might say, hey, let's cover that one up a little bit.
I didn't even see it. It's been on the screen the whole time, bro.
I know. I just realized. I was like, oh shit. But in any case, yeah, I would say that might be a little bit of a different conversation. But
can I put this out there? I gotta say this. Shyrock does not smoke weed, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've been trying to get him to smoke weed for 5 years. He has never once smoked weed.
It's not because I'm against it, though. I want to make sure we're clear about that. I'm not against it. I just have this thing about smoking anything. Like, I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never smoked anything. But, and I've told you this before, Kito, just because I don't smoke it doesn't mean I don't find other delivery systems. So if you're making a batch of brownies, I'm on your team. I'm ready to play. I know it's a whole different effect, right? Because I've done that before, and that was an entertaining experience.
Oh, I smoke. I'm sorry. I normally don't smoke on Facebook, but it's been a long day, man.
You're an adult, you know.
I say it's been a long day and it ain't even noon, but you get it. Let's see.
Yeah. If you don't want any kids on here, they can. Sorry about my dog, guys. Douglas, take it easy. So anyway,
shouts out to Kevin North for Antonio Bates on Facebook, Tiffany Jones. Appreciate y'all for checking in over there, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, they over there. We got a few people on Facebook. Facebook kind of been lagging because I don't normally go on Facebook. But y'all, everybody on Facebook, be sure. I don't know if it's notifications, but I will be dropping more of these. And if you want to be on this, send an email to Kito Abashi at gmail.com. Kito Abashi at gmail.com, and we'll set up something, man. But yeah, my bad, Shyrock. Go ahead.
You should. Can you put it up on the screen? So
yeah, I'm gonna put it up.
My dog's stupid barking. He's trying to protect me from somebody walking by the front door. So he's.
I thought he thought I was a scammer. He protects you from emails.
He's like, hey, there's a black person in the house. What's that?
He said that's what he do. Shyrock got some funny humor too. Oh man, you gotta sit down with him. You gotta love him. And we go back and forth all day. When I say we go back and forth, that's another reason. We have a lot of edgy jokes with each other. Just know that.
No offense intended. We just
no. We have just know. I set that tone early. I want to know who you are. He already let me know who he is, and that's my dog. Let me see. When I left, let's see. When I left one job, it went to hell for 2 months because of how much I did for the company.
Yeah. You know, and that's a great that's a great legacy to leave behind. As much as, you know, I think it's not really the intention. I think it's the ultimate outcome, because, you know, the people that they don't realize are doing so much, they don't realize how much they're doing until they're gone, right? And the best thing that you can do, or the best thing that, like, I've left a few jobs in the last couple of years, and they always, you know, the person above me, or the person 2 or 3 people above me, they don't see it, or they play it off, but they play it off because they need for the rest of the business to see that, well, we didn't need them anyway. And that's how they keep the ball rolling. Well, I can tell you this, it's been 2 years since I left the company that Kito and I worked at, and I still get phone calls pretty regularly.
I'm sure.
Saying, oh, like I literally just got one day before yesterday. Somebody said, are you running your own business? Can I come work for you? You know, and I'm like, well, what do you mean? And so they asked, and I said, I mean, I am involved in a consultancy now, so it's not precisely my own business, but I definitely am one of the key, you know, stakeholders. But then they immediately jumped into what the reason was, and it was because they just didn't have the skills and the patience and all that stuff to deal with managing a large group of people. I mean, I was managing up to 400 people at one point, and that's a pretty big, you know, you got to have the ability to move your attention span to different individuals pretty quickly. I mean, people with ADHD you would think would thrive, but you got to be able to not just pay attention. You've also got to be able to absorb what they're saying, understand what they're talking about, and know if what they're asking for is reasonable. Is it fair? You know, is it going to set a precedent? It's going to cause another problem? You got to have like a million different thoughts almost simultaneously. And you have to do that with your own business, right? I mean, pick whatever you guys are doing entrepreneurially. I mean, you've got to know about finance. You've got to know about the operations, how it's set up. You got to know where your product is being generated from. You got to know that it's the quality that you want. You got to know that you've got people that can do some of these things for you. You got to know who you can trust and who you can't trust, you know, and you got to make hard decisions sometimes. I mean, I've had to walk into rooms before and say, hey man, today's your last day. And they freak out. What do you mean today's my last day? And I say, well, today's your last day because you made a silly decision. And now I'm going to give you the opportunity to seek success somewhere else. you know, and by the way, we also come up with a whole bunch of, you know, nifty little ways of saying you're fired like that.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
I'm
That's
not
what I.
saying you're fired. You
Yeah,
just can't work here, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So,
I've
uh,
been blessed, bro. I've been blessed.
yeah.
And I don't know if it's because of personality, because a lot of people don't think. Some people, I want you to know this, man. When you're in these jobs and you got an asshole attitude, keep in mind, man, some people just like you around, even if your production ain't the best, just because you a positive person to work around. You know what I mean? So remember that when you at the job and your ass shit, or if you in business, because it's really entrepreneur, but all of that, even if you can't work for somebody, you probably can't work for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna be real. So those, I love Chick-fil-A, bro. And in my business and in everything I do, I try to have Chick-fil-A customer service, even before I knew that. I'm just being real. I'm not bragging on Arkansas, man, or Pine Bluff. But the people I know, we automatically have that, Shyrock. It's shots out to our teachers in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and just our parents and we had a community. Like, I don't say have, we have a community. It's really done by committee, right? It's so much accountability levels that hold you accountable by the time you wake up, the time you go to the bus driver will hold your ass accountable. Where I'm from, dude, you might get a whooping from the bus driver. And if somebody mama passing by the bus stop might whoop your ass. Like, it's so much accountability. So we learn not to be assholes, or you get what you put out. You see what I'm saying? So when people say you fired, I'm not saying everybody deserve to be fired, because it's a lot of assholes out there. But normally, for a lot of times, it's some reason, or it's God telling you that job ain't for you, and it's something bigger out there for you.
Or it's you got a shitty manager. And don't get me wrong, as a manager of managers, I dealt with a lot of shitty managers. And so
yes, that is facts.
A lot of times I would end up coming in and mediating conversations, because I would find out. Like, I remember I walked in on one with you and your boss at the time, and I'm pretty sure you were a second from lunging across that desk and killing her. And by the way, when I heard what the root cause of it was, she deserved it. I would have, if I hadn't been there, I would have heard about it, and I'd have been like, well, she probably deserved it, you know? Because there's a lot of these managers, they put them in these jobs because this is not news, right? You put them in
because they snitching. Okay, no, I had to let that out. My bad.
They hired these folks because they knew how to do the job that everybody else was doing just a little bit better than everybody, and they think that translates into, ooh, I'm going to give you a promotion, you know. And I'm a big opponent of that. I'm like, look, I don't care if they're fucking brilliant. I don't care if they're the one that invented the job. I see how they talk to other people. I don't want them in charge of other people, because they're going to tell people shit that's going to make us lose good people, you know. And I used to go, I mean, it was head to head with my management, because they'd say, well, we need somebody in that job. I'd say, I agree, but I don't want that motherfucker, pardon me. And they would say, why not? And I'd say, because they do the job really well. Well, we need to promote that. I'm like, yes, you need to promote them into a senior good at that job role, not let me get them in charge of human beings that have feelings and thoughts and emotions. Like,
big difference.
You know, I remember, and I'm going to share this real quick, but I remember an employee, their transmission went out on their car, and they called their manager, and their manager said, well, when can you get it fixed? Well, their manager has never had to pay for a car problem in her life, because she still lived at home with her parents.
Yeah.
And this person did not. They lived on their own. And the person that had the transmission problem called me and said, I spoke to my boss, and she said she needs to know how quickly I can get my transmission fixed. And I said, all right. I said, well, don't worry about that. I said, can you work from home? And she said, yes. I said, then go work from home. And I called the manager, and I said, so I understand you asked them when their transmission would be fixed. And she said, yeah. And I said, you didn't grow up without anything less than a lot of support from your family, right? And she said,
silver spoon.
Yeah. I said, the people that you're working with, most of them are single moms, or you know, maybe not single moms, but they're single and taking care of other family members, you know, parents, whatnot. I said, and these folks aren't making the money that you're making because you live at home. And when you get your paycheck goes into your savings account, whereas theirs goes to pay all of their bills. I said, so until you can understand what it's like for somebody to get a busted transmission and know, by the way, that a transmission is a couple $1,000.
Yes.
You know, that person's going to be 2 months before they're going to be able to get back on the road.
Big fuck, boy, you finna make mama. I'm sorry. Please don't watch this.
Yeah, but,
this is facts, bro.
And I told her that, and her jaw hit the ground. She's like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, thinking in my head, I'm like, "Are you fucking serious? I have to explain this to you? You've been managing people for how long?" I said, "You got to understand, it doesn't matter what your station in life is, what you've been given, what opportunities you have, how much money you make. You have to assume that everybody else." Yeah, I'll take some gummies. You have to. I'm reading the YouTube. But you have to assume that everyone else has a tougher time, not because they're wasteful with their money, but because they're trying to be responsible with it, you know. And you always have to approach everybody's position and situation in life as if they're doing the damn best that they can.
Yep.
Right. And the moment that you choose to see them as trying to pull one over on you, well, now you're the bad guy because you just think everybody's evil. And the fact is, most people don't have that much fucking time to come up with evil strategies. I'm not saying they don't exist. There are. And you can usually pick them out, right? But for the most part, people are just trying to live, man, you know? And so I had to tell her that. And, you know, she cried. She cried. Did I tell you that? She cried.
No, I think you did tell me she cried. No,
she cried. She cried because she felt like I was hurting her feelings. Shut up. And I was telling her,
he's taking up for her.
He's like, "Don't fight for her. I got her shit covered."
He taking say it to her face, cuz.
Oh, I said it to her face. And so I was like, "Why are you crying?" And she's just like, "Well, I feel like, you know, I'm doing the wrong thing." I'm like, "Well, I'll tell you what, you are doing the wrong thing. But now you have the opportunity to do the right thing. So you go back and you talk to her and you give her whatever leeway and runway she needs to get her car fixed. And then you can tell her she needs to come back in the office. But for now, she has the capability to work. She can work from home, and you shouldn't be placing these demands just because it's what you want and just because you're the boss.
Like you God, you the work God. You like, no, I can't. No, bro. But you know what? Now you starting to see. Y'all been on this phone call. Y'all, I'm thinking Zoom. I feel like we was at work, motherfucker. I feel like this was a Zoom call. But y'all been on this. Y'all see why I mess with them. Because, man, you don't want no favoritism on the job. You don't want none of that. What do you want? You want everything to be fair, man. Just let me do. I'm from a place where I'm going to work hard. Well, I'm going to work hard on what I do. But you know what I mean. So it's don't give me don't put me in unrealistic situations. Basically, don't put me in something that is impossible or that's gonna make me have to exert so much energy by the time I go to work. I'm basically unproductive.
Right, because your mind's going to be in another place.
Exactly.
You're going to be like, I remember you had a situation, and no need to go into all the details, but I remember HR called me and said, "Do we need to let this guy go?" Because
I was putting them hands on niggas at work.
Yeah, and I said no. I said he wasn't doing that. And they said, we have some guidance that tells us we probably ought to, not have him here anymore. And I said, bullshit. I said, I talked to the head of legal, and the head of legal has
Shyrock was my attorney, bro. Like, I swear to God. Hey, boy, I used to come in work. Now, I didn't never put you in a situation, though. Now, you got to tell him I was not using you how Trump used you. No. I did not do you like Trump did Barr. But I was walking around. Because you couldn't do me wrong. Only reason I can do that is now I have somebody in the inside high up that I can say my side of the story to before somebody is able to, bullshit.
Right. And I think another important designation here to be aware of is it wasn't just like, oh, you and I were cool and you let me come and meet some of your, your celebrity friends and so forth, which was cool. I always felt uncomfortable around it just because that's me. But I enjoyed it. But the real reason why we had such a great and still have such a great rapport and strong friendship is because we know we can count on each other. I've never, no matter look, if there was days where we were just really busy and he did get off onto doing a couple other things, I'd pull him aside and be like, hey, listen, I need you to, hang with me, sit down, do, knock this kind of work out for the next few hours, and and we're good, and he got that, and I did that with a few other people as well, but you pick those people to connect with, and they pick you back by because the payoff is they're going to keep the business running well. I will say this: we worked in a call center. There's one human being in that entire call center that never transferred an angry caller to me, and it was this guy right here.
Never
once. It wasn't because he was trying to avoid it; it was because he just knew how to handle it.
I never got why they did it. Is 1 + 1 = 2 is why me and you be on the same page. Right. It don't matter your position. If you know simple math, you're not gonna step on certain people's toes because why? You're not an asshole. You're not gonna try to. And man, common sense go a long fucking ways, man. Let's be real. Like
it's not common
sense is slept on. It's slept on. You know what I mean? Normally people hit it off based off common sense and common, or mutual things. Like maybe if you like NHL, if you're in the NHL or some shit, both of y'all talking about Wayne Gretzky, or both of y'all smoking weed on lunch break. Yeah, I know it happened. I know me and Shyrock. Hey, I ain't gonna even lie. But if you would have told me one time, man, you got some. Bitch already rolled up in the ashtray parking deck 3. What's happening then? We would have been in that thing so lit. But Shyrock was professional. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you though. If you would have did that though, oh man, you would have gave me a raise. I would have been able to talk you into a raise after lunch.
I'm like, yeah, let me give this guy another $20 an hour.
Hey, Shyrock, I can say this, and I'm not stunned. I got to put it out there. I quit First Advantage, went on my entrepreneurship, bro. I went on my entrepreneur. I'm making me what I think is a bag. Shyrock called me back and said, man, you want to come back? I'm kind of like, I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. And Shyrock said, well, I'm offering this much. I said, you sure I can get this job? You sure I can? He said, look, I'm over this one too. He got another. He done went higher, gave me another higher position, bro. That's what I mean. He built a team and he took it with him. You know what I'm saying? He paid me a number. I went back, man, because I had to see how much that looked like on a check, bro. I ain't never saw numbers like that on no 2-week check. And I said, what? Bro. And then we ain't even talking about the bonus structure. And the reason I'm like, shit, hell yeah. So Naomi is begging me not to go back. She like, what are you doing? She like, we making money. We can vacation when we want to. You finna go back? I said, girl, did you see this number? She said, yeah, just go back for a couple months and just try it out. Just go try it out. Bro, Shyrock, if I don't know what other people do, I tell you publicly, I like to give people their roses while they here, man. The big man got a plan for you. Thank you for looking out for me, man, and I got your back. Like, is anything that I can do because you did that and you reached out, and I appreciate that shit. So, hell yeah, it was fun. You didn't put no pressure on me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I had pressure. When I saw that first check, I like, damn, well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. They paying me this kind of money. They finna fire the hell out of me, man. Under my man gonna have to fire me.
Are you kidding me? They were you kept thinking they were gonna fire you. Then when you decided you did want to quit, they wouldn't let you go.
They wouldn't let me fucking go. I'm trying to quit. They wouldn't let me quit. So I'm like, man, goddamn.
He's like, I really want to give him my 2 weeks. And then he called me because I was getting ready to quit myself. Which, by the way, goes to show you that it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you're not in love with what you're doing, you're going to walk away from it. And
I'm not going to tell them that they was paying you so much when you had a helicopter. I'm not going to even talk about that on here.
I didn't have a helicopter.
You did have a helicopter. Shyrock, okay. You tried to lie to me, but as I got off the stairs and when you sent me to get some wings, I looked up, I saw you running off the goddamn helicopter trying to avoid me.
Yeah.
No, he did not have a helicopter. Let me because tax man might be listening. We are on 2 streaming platforms.
I don't have a helicopter. They've got the handcuffs outside the door right now. As soon as I stand up, they're taking me in.
Say helicopter, huh? They're gonna do the fingers and say, "Woo!" They got you.
This is the finger for the helicopter, and this is the finger for the siren. So you're going to jail right after this call. No, but seriously, I mean, we did.
My bad. I ain't mean to say. Yeah, shouts out Norfolk, man. Kevin Norfolk on there. You don't remember Smoking Norfolk? I always told you Smoking Norfolk was my teacher, man, is a gospel legend.
What?
He like the LeBron James of gospel.
Who's
Smokey
it?
Norfolk. I always told you
Okay.
that. You
No,
know,
I
I'm in
don't
the back.
know
I
him.
told you 5 years worth of Smokey Norfolk. He's a gospel singer with Grammys. That's his brother in there. But me and Kevin is closer though, because me and him played ball together from junior high. And that's my guy right there, man. But shouts out Norfolk, man. Great family. When I say great family, oh my God, bro. Like great family. You can have like say if you had like a kid right now, like damn, I need to drop my kid off somewhere. Go leave him with Norfolk. You're good. Come back, kid might be a whole deacon.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I promise you. One thing they're gonna believe is in the Lord. I promise you that. But yeah, man. So Shyrock, before we wrap it up, man. So right now, I know you have a consulting company. If anybody needs some services from you, how would they reach out for your business consulting or anything like that?
You know what? Can I just send it to you and you can share it with people later?
Yeah. Can I give the email right now for right now?
Yeah. So here's the problem. The name of the company is called Alethea Advisory, and I can't even spell Alethea.
No, not Alethea. But what I want them to do is just send an email inquiry to you just to make it easier.
Oh, well, they could just send it to my personal Gmail, which would just be cshyrock@gmail.com. C Shyrock, first, middle, last name.
I'm gonna put it on there. I'm gonna put it up there. C.
It's the one I email you at all the time, man.
No, I got it. I'm putting it up on the screen so they have it.
Okay.
Shyrock@gmail.com right there.
And really what we do is that's it. What we do is we consult with businesses that are trying to get their business a little more off the ground. So we offer a bunch of different services. We have something called CXO as a service, which is a pretty interesting concept. It's where you may not be able to have the capital to afford to have a CEO or a CTO or one of those types, but somebody at that level, with that level of strategic thinking that can help your business figure out what markets you want to penetrate, what regulations you got to be in compliance with, and things of that nature. So it's a really broad, but by the way, the primary focus has typically been on companies that sell background screening products, but that's not the only thing we do it for. We do it for any type of company that also needs to make sure that they're hiring people correctly if you're at the point where you're hiring. But we'll also look at your entire operations and tell you where we think, there's gaps in your processes, where you can streamline, where you can improve, where you may need to hire, where you may need to reduce, headcount if you need to, where you can automate, all those kinds of things. So that's the industry that I'm in now. It's interesting, and and it generally is catered towards much smaller businesses. So I'm talking about anywhere from 1 employee to 100 employees.
Yeah.
Although we will work with any size company. If you have 5,000 employees, we'll work with that too, because we know what we're doing. So
dope.
So yeah, but thanks for that. And I just love getting the opportunity to sit here and catch up with you, man. It's been so long.
Oh no, we're gonna have to do this again, man. We're gonna do this again. I knew we wouldn't go 30 minutes because me and your phone calls is never 30 minutes. But so it was a shot in the dark when I said it. But so thank you for giving us the time though, because you didn't have to do this, bro. Like,
thanks for giving me the time. You get prepared this morning.
Yeah, hey, you don't need to get prepared. You a gamer, baby. They say if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And that's what I love about you. You stay ready. All I say is, hey, I'm sending the damn link, cuz. Let's go. Notice I went in my Cali voice, cuz. But yeah. So that's it, man. Y'all make sure. Thank y'all for checking us out, man. Yeah. Thank you on both platforms, on Facebook. All my Pine Bluff fam out there, bro. Greg Shell. Greg, that's Greg.
Is that our Greg?
Yeah, that's our Greg. Kevin, Norfolk, Antonio Bates,
Marlo.
You said what you say?
I said he still owes me McDonald's.
Oh, Greg. Greg. Aaliyah says Shyrock is a cool guy. Thank you, Aaliyah. He decent, man. He half decent, man. He all right. If I get him to hit one of these things with me, he gonna turn all the way up in life. He don't even know it. Yeah. You're gonna be blued up, boy. You're gonna be blued all the way up. You might start rapping. Mixtape coming next week. TD Freelancer. So yeah, man, y'all make sure I put the Gmail is still on the screen. So if you do have a business and you need help with everything that he said that he do, you make sure you hit it right there. Or if you need some motivation, man, he ain't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. You might need some motivation or something. Let him know what you do. Run it by him. You got something that you think that may or may not work. Run it by him. You never know what may happen, man. I do it all the time. So me, one thing I believe in. A lot of people like to. What a lot of people do. They like to pull up on you with the 24-inch rims. They like to show you the chain, but they never want to tell you how to get the chain. And that's what I don't like about a lot of people. Like me, I don't give a damn about the 20-inch chain. How about we get all this shit together? We start working on generational wealth that'll make robberies and crime rate go down. So anyhow, you want to help the community, you help the community by spreading your entrepreneurship knowledge, educational knowledge, religious or whatever you think, man. Just do your part. My dad did his part with the Eastside Panthers and a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying? So shots.
I was gonna say, and I would say the moment they try to call you out for not having that chain or those rims, that's the moment where you just need to say, that's because all my chains and rims are stacked up in the bank and I don't need to show you shit, you know? And that's how I've lived my life. And people never see me coming. They're like, oh, this is a guy that can't afford jack. And then all of a sudden I walk in and I buy the whole room. And they're like, what just happened? You know? It's like, that's the people you want to be, because when you don't have to brag about it, you actually got it. The moment you got to brag, you're just bragging, you know?
So. Facts. Hey, man, and you know, man, you'll see how humbled you be really fast. Life will humble you. Viv said, Kito, keep the episodes coming, and Shyrock, hope to have you on another episode. Super interesting to listen to you. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, man. Peace. So thank you guys for tuning in, man. This episode 2, episode 3. I'm gonna try to get Sherrod on. We're gonna have Dixon Sign Company. He tell us how he do it, man. Peace out.